Hey guys, welcome to my LEGO German Army. This is a companion project to coincide with my LEGO German City, which, like my city, also draws heavy inspiration from Man in the High Castle and the Wolfenstein series. The central column you see here makes up my main infantry units. Left-hand column makes up my traditional weapons units, and the right-hand column experimental weapons units. I also have a number of characters on either side of the central column, which are from other works of fiction. This entire army is made up of my own creations, with a couple of minor exceptions. Let's have a closer look at each unit individually. Starting off, we have the basic infantry unit, a 10-man squad which consists of 6 basic infantry, 2 riflemen, a comms trooper, and an officer. This draws very heavy inspiration from the Black Guard in Wolfenstein the New Order. Speaking of which, I'll start off with the basic infantry. He is armed with a variant of the MP40, so black and grey armour, and a power pack very similar to the basic infantry in Wolfenstein the New Order and the Colossus. Then we have the officer, who draws more inspiration from Wolfenstein the New Colossus than the New Order, with his power pack. The pistol's meant to be like a Luger. I ended up making a custom one, but I just haven't found one that sort of fits the scale for now. Then we also have the comms trooper, who's basically a normal soldier, but with a different backpack, which seems like a radio antenna and other different tech. And then finally, we have my riflemen. These guys have less armor because they don't need to be as close to the battlefield under the rifle, and they have a sort of built-in binocular headset, which is basically the upside down fireman piece, and a backpack just for more ammunition. I'll probably end up getting a second one of these squads because I really like this squad. It's probably one of my favourites, which I'll probably end up saying for a lot of this army, but yeah, I genuinely love this unit. So on to the next one. Next up, we have the robot soldiers. This is a 10-man squad who are made up of very endoskeletal soldiers, very evocative of the Terminator. They're led by a single officer who's marked with a red helmet and a red arm. He's armed with a officer's pistol and has internalized power, which is denoted by this rebreather from the Cad Bane minifigure. The minifigures themselves for the normal troopers carry an MP40, like the normal soldiers, all black armor except for the legs, and have a standard issue backpack. I probably won't end up getting another one of these units, as they are meant to be an elite unit and therefore much rarer to be used in battle. But I do love this unit. I do want to make it so that the legs can rotate independently of the upper torso, but I haven't found a way to do that properly yet. Here we have my Exosuits. Now, these guys were designed by Brick Brigade. I've only made some minor changes here and there just to sort of fit the aesthetic, although I probably will not end up changing these, but we'll get on to that in a second. The basic build is a minifigure on the inside with things built outside of him. His legs connect to independent sort of panels which connect to legs, so you have a little bit of posability there. So the arm pieces do come out, but I would actually like them to move up and down along with the arms of the minifigure. Ammo packs here, basic gun. I'll probably end up changing it to be more like an MG42 or something. And then you have a glass panel where you're looking there, and the cockpit opens slightly there. Like I said, I'm going to change these to sort of better fit the aesthetic I'm going for. And also, these guys are so flimsy. That's the other thing with this. It's a cool build. It falls apart, which is one of the main reasons I want to change this, as well as to make it better fit with the rest of the army. Next up, we have my Flame Troopers. This is a 5-man support squad made up of a single officer and 4 Flame Troopers. The officer for this squad is in a black uniform, as I thought it better suited the theme for this unit. Standard otherwise. The Flame Troopers are the brightest colouring for any of my units, with an orange jumpsuit, black armour, fuel tank on the back, silver helmet, and a flame inverter. You can actually change this out for any fire piece, provided there isn't the small bits that stick out on the other side. It's pretty good, pretty straightforward, and definitely among one of my favourites. Here we have my security detail. This is an interesting squad as it fulfills two roles, both patrols and defense. However, they can also fulfill checkpoint roles as well. Made up of a single officer, which is your standard, 2 MG42 soldiers and 2 security troopers. The security troopers are basically standard infantry but with less armour and a officer's backpack instead of the normal trooper backpack. Both of these and the officer are also accompanied by a German Shepherd. This is for security reasons. And then we have the MG42 soldier. Again, pretty much identical to the other soldier there, but with a unique gun. This is a brick-built MG42, with barrel, bipod, and even the brown stock. I genuinely love this weapon. It's iconic to the German army and was essential. I'll probably end up getting 2 or 3 more of these because I want to have some checkpoints for the city and putting them on patrols and in key locations to protect the city, but not for some time. This is my Tesla squad. They are a 5-man experimental squad with an officer, just like all the others, and then we have the experimental unit himself, the Tesla trooper. They don't have masks, but do have goggles to protect their eyes from the flares of electricity that is fired out of the main gun. This is, if you're wondering, a piece from the Nexo Knights 2nd series. The backpack itself has Tesla coils. That's because I actually made this by accident and thought I needed to make a squad out of this. One of my favourite squads. Again, an elite unit, so I probably won't get any more, but they just look so good alongside the basic infantry. Yeah. And there we have the final squad, the Hover Troopers. Now, these guys are another experimental unit, basically able to fly around the map and attack enemies however they see fit. Made up of a single officer, 2 standard Hover Troopers, and 2 heavy Hover Troopers. All the troopers are armoured, even the officer, who even has armouring on the face, unlike other officers. He's armed with a single range pistol, and then the hover backpack itself, which has rotary blades which do turn, and propulsion jets at the bottom to get that initial liftoff. The standard Hover Trooper is almost identical, except he has a gunmetal helmet and an MP40. And then the Heavy Trooper is exactly the same again, but with a flak gun. I thought, why not give it a flying guy a heavy gun for a change, because why not? I absolutely love this squad. The only thing I may change is the gunmetal helmets for the rest of the troopers, as I'm not sure if it quite fits. But until I find a replacement, I'm going to leave it. To lead my army, I put together this assortment of hero characters, or villains, which would probably be more accurate. Starting with Red Skull, Karl Ruprecht Kronen from Hellboy, Death's Head from Wolfenstein, the Major from Hellsing Ultimate, Dr. Strangelove from Dr. Strangelove, and Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards. The Red Skull figure is pretty much entirely the normal figure, although I've given him a ray gun and the black skirt. Then we have Karl Ruprecht Kronen as a custom figure using a head from the Ray Speeder. He is armed with his iconic knives. Then we have Death's Head, who's using the Palpatine head, which is double-sided, which is kind of annoying, so I need to find a way to get around that. And a brain, which if you have seen the Wolfenstein games or played them, you'll know why he's got that. Then we have the Major, because every German army needs the Major. Absolutely hilarious, if not evil character. Then we have Dr. Strangelove, which I had to put in. If you've not seen the comedy Dr. Strangelove, please do yourself a favour and go and watch it. It is absolutely hilarious. And then, of course, probably the most iconic of these guys in recent years, Hans Landa himself, who, again, another hilarious and evil character, but essential. I may actually change his hair out, as I'm not entirely comfortable with it, but for now, it'll do. There we are. That is my LEGO German army. Like with my LEGO City, this will be updated, and some minor changes here and there will be made to the existing units. At the moment I've only got 4 units planned to be added, however I'm sure I'll find some more. Thank you for watching, peace.